Ladies and gentlemen, the chess world has been on fire the last couple of hours after yesterday, or today, depending on where you are in the world, where Magnus Carlsen and Jan Nepomniachtchi both won the World Blitz Championship. I'm going to get into the timeline of the key events, the press conference, the final moments of their final match, a plan that they seemingly hashed, and a small, minuscule sample of the online reaction, given it has just exploded. That is all for an introduction. We're going to get into what I've prepared, and then I'll give you my final thoughts right at the end. The controversy started right here, when FIDE releases the following images declaring that both Magnus Carlsen and Jan Nepomniachtchi are the World Blitz champions. So let's go forward and see the timeline of events. Firstly, we have the offer. Here is a clip from the final moments of what would be their 7th game of the match. The first 4 were all decisive, Magnus winning the first 2 and Jan Nepomniachtchi winning the second 2. And then they had made 3 draws in sudden death. And they find a way to draw this game, which is their 7th. Magnus finds a nice trick with the black pieces to trade off the pawns on the queen side, and this would be a draw. It is after the game where everything important happens, because Magnus, as soon as the graphic changes, speaks to Jan and offers him the idea to share first place. Now, there's been lots of speculation as to why he's done that. We will get to what Magnus himself said about this later in the press conference, but the big talking point is the fact that the women's final also went to sudden death, and they had a winner. They had a winner in sudden death. Ju Wan-jun defeated Lei Ting-jae. So this is also the second time this week that Magnus Carlsen has got the rules changed, because he played the Blitz World Championship in jeans after jeans were banned and he walked out of the World Rapid. We move on now to the press conference.
I'm nervous, but some people are gonna like it, some people are not gonna like it.
So Magnus explains that they were very tired and they were playing for very long. Bear in mind that Magnus did not play the last day of the Rapid, and there was a rest day between the Rapid and the Blitz. And that day he had played 7 games before the final, so that was their 14th Blitz game of the day. So let us go through further. Here is where more controversy started. Footage obtained via ChessBase India, official footage, where Magnus explains to Jan that if they do not go with their plan to share the world title, they will just continue to make quick draws until FIDE give in. And John points out very correctly that this is match fixing, because you are pre-arranging the results. This is relevant because in 2023, Jan Nepomniachtchi and Daniel Dubov both not agreed beforehand, but did a knight dance. You can look that up, where they just moved the knights around the board and made a draw. And they both forfeited that round, which cost them, in the end, potentially winning the Blitz World Championship. And here is the reaction from the chess world. I've isolated just a couple of things. Firstly, Hans Niemann. He would be at Magnus. He put up several tweets. I've just got a couple here. But he says, judge, jury, and executioner. Magnus has once again levied his status, potentially, against FIDE. Alexandra Botes chips in, chess is getting soft. This is a world championship title. Hikaru puts up a poll on his Twitter, answered by, at the time when I took the screenshot, 30,000 people. The majority in favor of the fact that this was a horrible decision, and they are not okay with what happened. Hans Niemann says, imagine in tennis if the 2 players who got to the final just agreed to share the prize. Daniel Naroditsky says if they could change the rules, why couldn't all the top 10 make it to the knockouts? Because all the top 10 were tied on the same points. And they used traditional tie breaks to separate them into their 1 through 10 positions and eliminated Daniel Naroditsky and Daniel Dubov. Norway Chess comment, and they bring up the fact that in 2020 at the Tokyo Olympics, 2 high jumpers shared the gold medal and were close friends, and it was seen as an act of unforgettable show of sportsmanship. So what is this situation, if any, different? Alireza Firouzja comments on the new knockout format, where he says, thank goodness it got us the real winner. Obviously, Danny Wrench chiming in there with touche. And this highlights to the fact that the players were not happy with the format this year, because lots of players had to pay money for an additional hotel night for a day when they weren't playing any chess. Because the thing is, you book the hotels in advance, particularly in New York City, and a player, you don't know if you get into that final 8. So you have to book a hotel, you have to pay the extra night stay. And Hans Niemann points out again from John's tweet, surely this is a case for the FIDE Ethics Committee, this arrangement of the draws. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got nothing more to show you. I'm just going to go now to full screen to give you my final thoughts. So, my final thoughts. As a fan, I was up at 1:30 a.m. I wanted a winner. I will not hide this. I was very disappointed. I saw a winner in the women's game, and I was happy. I like Jun Jun. She's my favorite female player, if you could say that, but I don't care whether she's male or female. She's one of my favorite players. So is Ding Liren. So is Magnus Carlsen. So is Jan Nepomniachtchi, Fabiano Caruana. These are all players I enjoy watching. I'm new to the chess world, relatively speaking. These are all players I enjoy watching. So it was very disheartening to not see a winner. As a fan who was up at 1:30 a.m. local time here in South Africa to watch this, it really hurt to not see a winner. I can understand why they would do it, maybe, but I don't. Magnus says they're very tired. Like, tennis games have gone on for hours. Yes, it's a physical sport and they train for that, but not for hours. Like, there was a tennis game that went 12 hours. They played to a winner. The whole format change was to get a grand final to produce one winner. Sorry if I'm speaking very loudly. You can tone me down. I do not understand why this was allowed to happen. Magnus Carlsen, for the second time in a week, changed the rules. He changed the goalposts. He moved them. I could understand the jeans. I was fully behind him on the jeans. I don't care what chess players wear as long as they're wearing pants and they're playing good chess moves. That's more what I care about. But this, I really don't know. I don't like it. I really don't like it as I play with my hair. Sorry about that. Lots of people don't like it. Those are just my thoughts as a fan. Drop in the comments what you really think. Like, I have nothing to say. I'm here recording a video. I have nothing to say. It's disappointing. It's disheartening. I feel cheated. I feel robbed. I invested all of this, and to have them just share it is disappointing. Those are my final thoughts. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below how I can improve these types of videos and what you'd like to see from me. And subscribe if you'd like to see more from me. Until next time.